And there's just not enough consistent damage in this draft here for KT to make me feel like this worked out. I think you either had to go Syndra plus a more scaling AD carry, a safer one, especially into the matchups like you feel really good about when you're playing into Aurora if you can hit everything. BD so far is doing just that.
Oh, well, Lehends and Taeyoon thought that they were playing aggressively, but now Cuzz is going to make his way down. Lehends, remember, does not have flash, so he's very, very dead. Unfortunately, the Twilight Refuge is not a refuge this time, and First Blood goes over
to try to, in part, and in large part, win the lane, but Lehends pulls his Shen outright, and despite the fact that we did see that kill back onto Lehends, so a significant CS advantage here early. They get first Dragon out of the prio. And as a result of this, what does this Misfortune do now in this draft as Ghost? What does he do when dead?
Yeah, well, he's going to see what he can do. Lehends is dead as well, so it's going to be supports traded. This time, Aiming picks himself up a kill, and it was unfortunately Lehends that got the kill on the bottom side. So Nongshim still a little bit worse.
Make sure that there's no rotation over from BDD. Just simply no play to be had here for KT.
Yeah, thankfully he's playing Rakan this time around, so isn't just going to be wandering around and then feeling a little bit silly. This time he's just going to get taunted. And there is a blast cone in. Battle Dance just kind of condemns Cuzz here momentarily. He does have paranoia. He presses the button, but unfortunately, he is just dead on transit.
Cuzz is like, Ghost, man.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to blame you, however, much like, you're like, yeah, luckily he's playing this champion, he's got his buttons, and he's not going to go back in. And then he does not have his buttons, and then promptly goes back towards the enemies.
Yeah, this is the problem. As it is
Control
a cloud.
vision is KT, as perfect as
he's
just
doing
going to
that
ignore
behind the
Olaf.
turret thing again, as BDD tries to scatter them, flashes out of the way, as now the quickness comes forward, flash to get on top of Lehends, and I have a feeling he's dead. Yeah, Unleash Power does confirm that, as now Cuzz, picking his target, decides it's Scout that they want to take down. The Scout of the Week is pretty good, but he gets out with the Between Worlds, is now perfect. Does not care about that turret, even a little bit.
No. Find out.
Oh, they're going to try it. There's now BDD moving over. There is a train able to come on forward as Kingen could stand in front. He is going to be able to do so. BDD over the wall. It's not going to be the steal, so there's Soul Point. But the Paranoia dives on in. There's the Fear flash out from Taeyoon to keep himself safe. As KT still looking very healthy in this fight, but Nongshim, they can just back away. Yeah, they do not need to do anything else. They got the Soul Point. They're feeling good.
They got their prize, absolutely. And they also got Perfect's ultimate. And this turret actually pretty defendable as well.
Yeah, they told it purely for you.
You're right, yes, exactly. The Ghost was utilized correctly there.
He kind of wishes he still had it. It's all right, everyone comes in. The flash does come out of the way, but now Ghost comes on forward. Sponge is going to survive, and so does Lehends. Beautifully juggled, and down goes BDD.
Tricky when you don't have prio. So that mid-herald needs to be used to get the turret. They cannot fail this. They cannot some crazy ult angle to set up Aiming's ult. Like, that might be the only way they can get back in, it seems, at this stage. Or some sort of crazy flank from Perfect, a miracle.
All right, there's the Paranoia. They dive in, they look for the angle onto Taeyoon, who gets a big old shield. They have so much CC, and finally the Scion gets in. Down goes the Kaiser, but the Misfortune's dead as well. Cuzz is taken out, and even though Perfect has a huge health bar, they just do not care about it. BDD was so far away from the fight, he hasn't even been able to ult anything yet. And something happened. It would be now.
I mean, this is the timing where they get both the mid turret and get prio for Dragon with this Herald. I mean, they used it at the last possible second here to get the most value, but how do they utilize that prio is the question. Perfect trying to hold this entry here. They don't have a ton of damage for Dragon. Those are so tanky here in Season 26, or 16, whichever way you want to say it.
Moving up the river here, as Kingen going to join in as well. Scout of the Week on to Lehends, but he doesn't really care about that one. Pillar goes down. Q not going to connect there from Perfect. Big health bar though. You can see this Scion. If they can actually play around Scion in the front line, then KT can get some work done.
Trying to zone Lehends away. His ult comes up in 5 seconds here, and then he will be able to go wherever he wants.
Scout, big angle here for the flank. Has a blast cone to get himself into the back of the pit here at the same time.
Aiming got to be so careful.
Yeah. That is a nice double up there to get a bit of damage here onto Sponge. They look for a Paranoia. Flies in. That is going to be the steal away from Cuzz. Can they find more of it is the answer. As BDD is dead. Aiming's dead. Cuzz taken down. And Ghost and Perfect, the last man standing. Perfect though, he's gonna get run down, turned into a zombie, and even Ghost is likely to die. There it is, it's an ace in trade for just one Cloud Dragon. As Nongshim, I think they should be able to take
desperate situation. And a series that matters very little for Nongshim. The better it is for me, baby. Like, we were watching the top side of that fight, talking about the carries, while on the other side, Olaf, 1v4, absolutely yes!
That was disgusting.
Gets the Shen ult as well in the end.
Like,
Like, Lehends didn't even need to use the Shen ult to kill the enemy AD carry. That was the last hurrah, the last chance. They got the dragon, but they lost everything else.
Scout of the week doesn't connect on to Scout, but they do dive on top of him. He goes golden. He's buying so much time and goes between the worlds. There is the unleashed power, but it's not enough damage. And the killer instinct from Taeyoon gets him into the backline and blows them up. Nongshim are looking to cancel this reverse sweep. They spend a little bit more time here today, but it's looking like it is not quite enough here from KT.
Not enough, and it looks like Scout's perfect record against BDD will continue. Nongshim with a final restart to the series. Bit of a hiccup near the midway point, but now poised to end it.
Well, here's the last hurrah. Oh my god, aiming just gets obliterated. The Nexus turrets follow suit, and it took him a while, but Nongshim do it in the end, taking down KT.